a couple of you guys have mentioned like being home. I mean, because as artists, you're kind of you tour a lot. I assume I don't know how many weeks a year everybody's sort of on the road or days a year, but yeah, bringing it back home. I mean, you've been like weekly live stream shows, but at least so. Tell me a little bit about the engagement with fans from home.
It's been a beautiful format to keep playing, music for people and sharing music. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how sustainable it is, but one thing that I learned from doing the streams is I found my core audience. And it's the people that will, through any situation, keep throwing money, keep spending money. What's that 200 people that will spend, or 1,000 people that will spend $200 a year. I've kind of found a part of that core through doing these Facebook Lives. So that's a great thing about it. It's people have been incredibly generous, and I had never done a Facebook Live or a Zoom show before any of this, and so it's been a blessing for me.
Steve, you're like the king of live streaming, going back over a decade, probably. Like, tell me, what's it been like? You kind of brought it back with like renewed spirit. Like, but what was? I mean, you've been doing this for a while, so talk about how you started that years ago.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like I was in a band for 7 years, and then went solo in 2010, and I just didn't have any money, and I had these fans from like shows we had played with Sister Hazel, and so like we had played these like all these like House of Blues shows, and like I'd been in front of thousands of people for a year and had been keeping track of their email addresses and like selling them records, and then our band breaks up, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep doing this, but I don't have a record yet, and I don't have any money to tour, and like I don't even have, like, am I gonna do a stage name? Like, what am I gonna do? But I needed to make money in the meantime, and I really wanted to service that fan base to keep them, me fresh in their minds. So I just did probably a Bing search. I'm kidding, I would never use Bing. Just did a dog pile search on Alta Vista, and found that there was this company called Vocal, and it was like the first beta. People can watch you live on the internet, and it was like that and Ustream were like the brand new company. So this company was in beta, and it was just a necessity. Like I knew I had people spread out everywhere I toured with Hazel, and I just needed a way to get in front of them. And there wasn't like a video conferencing thing yet, and so I just started doing it, and like I've done it at least once a month for 11 years now, and it's just like
Facebook Live?
No, I mean an online show.
Online show. Okay.
Yeah, because Facebook Live's only been around for.
You use Facebook Live now? Is it?
Yeah.
What have you been using during the pandemic? Concert window
is what I was using for like 8 of those years, and they just shut down right before this happened, which is such like imagine.
Sounds like an opportunity to me.
Yeah. Oh, and there's still a massive hole like in that industry. Nobody's gotten it right. Stage has been around for a long time, but it's not good because it's token based. And I've been getting emails from people just because I have been doing this for so long. I've been getting emails all the time from business people who are like, we figured it out. And they'll just tell me the name, and I'm like, that's definitely not it, because I'm not going to say that out loud ever, and you need me for it to happen. Like, not me, but people like me, So it's a massive, it's crazy to me that you can still write a song and come up with a name for the song or the record that no one's ever named a song before. Every time, like I'm working on my 4th full-length record now, and I have this name that I'm in love with, and it's never been the name of a record that's been released. It's never been like, it's been a song a couple of times, but you can search everywhere. You just can't find it. And how's that possible? Like in this day and age, you know what I mean? And in the same way.
So Steve, your thing with online has always, or at least as long as I've known you, has been cigar and a song.
Yeah.
Where you'll sit there and I guess you'll take a few puffs and talk, and you're really good at just talking to people and just being funny, and you've got the little chat box, of course, and then go back playing a song and like really entertaining people. But I don't know how it's like for all you guys, but like, what is it like? Because I feel like if I'm on the other side as a fan, and like, this is awesome. I mean, I put you on my big screen on my TV, I was like, this is great. Or
dude, it's not easy.
But on the other side, like, you're not hearing like the applause, right? You're not.
Yeah.
Tell me what it's like.
As soon as this thing started happening, this has been like, I've never gotten such a shot of like self-love than I did watching the Fox broadcast where like Elton John's trying to figure it out, and he's like,
oh yeah,
what is this, and how do I even, and his feed sounded terrible, like the audio quality was awful, and then you have like Shawn Mendes, people who are like actually famous, and none of them can figure it out. Like all these broadcasts are terrible,
Absolutely.
And it's just because of inexperience, which is fine. But I just, the whole time I've been watching all these famous artists that I love and respect, just try to like navigate that learning curve. And it has been, for once, like the little guys are like, it's not that easy, is it?
Yeah.
Carlos Santana.
Well, and the discussion element, I think, is one of like the coolest parts about it. I get less stressed about an online show than I do a real show, and it could be because I don't have to drive anywhere to get there. I do it in my living room. I don't have to pay anybody a per diem. I don't have to worry about lodging or transport or anything. But I love that, and I feel like if there wasn't that kind of like dialogue that a thing like Facebook Live allows, it would be less fun.
Do you like the Zoom or the Facebook Live? Because
Like
you
Facebook
can't.
Live.
I prefer the Facebook Live. I get too distracted with the Zoom, and someone doesn't
Yeah.
know how to turn off their microphone, and yeah.
Well, just knowing that it sounds not as bad
That's good.
on Facebook Live.
Yeah, that's right.
Amy, what are you using? Facebook Live?
I've been doing Instagram and Facebook Live at the same time through my phone and computer. I've done a couple Zoom shows. The audio quality on Zoom really sucks. Although I will say there's something really cool about the Zoom shows because it's not recorded and replayed, so that you can kind of almost make it a little bit more intimate and talk about things you wouldn't talk about because it's not going to get posted on Facebook again later. But they're all really, I think I've been doing the online streaming not as long as Steve, but a couple of years now. And also did Concert Window for a long time. And yeah, they definitely shut down way too soon. But I think the overall online streaming and the shows themselves, especially during this time, like the internet is a tool. And I think it's been an amazing way to connect with people. I think it's one of those things that fans, at least from my feedback that I've gotten, like Matt said, some fans have been incredibly generous. Once again, like he said, don't know how sustainable it'll be for long term, but I think people need live music just as much as we need to play live music. So at first I was like, oh my gosh, am I playing too many shows? I played a show every other day for the entire month of April, just at different times of the day because I had fans at different places in the world. And I was like, well, maybe there'll be 5 people, maybe there'll be 20, who knows? And the feedback I kept thinking was like in my head, it's like, am I doing this too much? Like, am I oversaturating? Then I realized all about the algorithms. Like, not everybody's going to see the fact that I'm doing a show. Not everybody's going to join the same day. Not everybody's going to tune in every week. And a lot of people just kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sure the guys have experienced the same thing. Like, thank you for playing something. Thank you for giving me a distraction. Thank you for just doing these in general during this time. And I do them all for free. Personally, I just take donations through virtual tip jars just because, I think it's, for me personally, unless I'm doing a private Zoom show, then I would do a ticketed type of event thing. But Facebook and Instagram, I don't even have to put pants on. Like, I can literally sit in with like just a t-shirt and my guitar or whatever. I do wear pants. I just want to clarify that. But like, it's a really easy show. You just show up and do what you do and connect with people. But that's the biggest thing I've found right now through online, is that we have an opportunity to really engage and connect with people on a level that, that if we use it to our advantage can work out really, really well long term, I think.
We talked earlier about Rotary, right? And you said something on the side like, aren't they a little bit older, And we were the first club in the area to transition to Zoom meetings and to hold meetings continuously. And shout out to the old guys in the club and ladies who made the transition, but they did, like, really quick. And the feedback that I'm getting is that these are the best meetings we've ever had, because we changed our format and everybody started to get engaged about how are you doing and what's going on with you, and everybody got a chance to participate. And I guess what I would say, just listening to you guys talk about your audience and about your audience, where you're finding them, the audience is getting bigger online right now, and the ages and the appeals, the thing that you can appeal to is probably getting a lot bigger than you think. Mm-hmm. I remember when my kids first got on Facebook and then Twitter and then whatever else came after that, and then of course the parents would follow in order to monitor them, and the grandparents followed in order to see what the photographs look like, and then pretty quick nobody was on Facebook because it wasn't cool anymore because grandma was on it. But everybody's getting more connected and more available. So from my professional experience, I've been on Jeans and WebEx and Facebook and Zoom and Google Hangouts. I mean, I go wherever the customer is, whatever their meeting thing is, I'll be in that system in order to engage with them where they are. So there's a bigger group of people getting engaged in online and active in ways that have never happened as a result of this pandemic, from professional to pastime to looking for entertainment. So I guess maybe you'll find something that is really good for you to publish on, but don't forget that there's a whole bunch of people in each one of these environments.